A very odd day in the adult game scene today, as Game Jolt, one of the providers of indie games online, has decided to drop adult games entirely. And not just like a slow, like, hey everybody, by this date you have to, make sure your content's good. No, like, they just deleted everything out of the blue. Here's what developers were met with today. Hello, we regret to inform you that we will be discontinuing the hosting and distribution of your games below on Game Jolt. As you may have noticed, Game Jolt has grown quite a bit in the last few years, and we strive to be mindful of content that may not be suitable for users of all ages or might be offensive or culturally inappropriate in certain regions. With the above fact in mind and being aware of where responsibilities lie, we have made the decision to no longer allow content that depicts, solicits, promotes, normalizes, or glorifies sexual acts, sexual and sexual violence. So this is very interesting because it sort of reminds me of what happened with OnlyFans not too long ago, where they started growing, and all of a sudden decided to no longer host adult content. I don't think Game Jolt is as an extreme as OnlyFans was, because Game Jolt does not just rely on adult content, whereas OnlyFans was 95% adult content, 5% cooking, fitness, I don't know, but Game Jolt has more of there's more of a wiggle room there. But even OnlyFans gave people enough time for them to leave the site and to collect everything they needed. If you're on Game Jolt and you're a developer or you're a player, you just woke up one day and all of a sudden stuff's just gone. There is no like, hey, by this date, make sure you do this. Stuff is just gone. And it's interesting because, as you see here, it's like they admit that they've grown. Part of that is the loot game market. The adult game market is one of the things that help them grow. It's one of the main reasons I go on Game Jolt is to play adult games and to find adult games. Because, like, a lot of adult games, you have to, like, go to the Patreon, get the thing, like, you have to download each individual build of the game as it comes out, and then you have to like either replay the whole game or hopefully have a thing to load in your save. But a platform like Game Jolt allows you to have a launcher, have your updates go right to that, updates the game, updates people's progress. It was just very nice and convenient as a way to like host games. It's very interesting that they have decided to stop doing that. The letter further reads, however, we're not overlooking the hard work, effort, and time you spent on your creations that many have enjoyed. Both you and any customers who purchased your game prior to today's date will continue to have access to it for a length of time. Customers will have access for 1 year or until December 31st, 2022, which is the cutoff date for hosting. Additionally, if you have an alternative story like us to redirect people to, please let us know. We've already have a system in place to distribute Steam keys or any other form of keys you share with us on a spreadsheet. We would be more than happy to distribute these for you. Again, we're very sorry for any inconvenience this may have caused you, but we know your game will be appreciated on a platform that is better suited for your target audience. While they didn't tell people in advance, at least they're giving you a year to get things all sorted out. It's still very odd though that they admit that they've grown bigger in the last few years, and then also, hey, you're out of here, kid. Because I discovered a lot of games on Game Jolt. Hello, Quickie, a love hotel story. That's how I found a predominant amount of my games, so the fact that they've decided to cut it off is interesting, especially after it's gained them traction and, viewership and an audience base. The developer of Future Fragments brought to our attention this little snippet of information that says, adult content, pornography, sexually explicit content, or gore of any illicit or realistic nature are not permitted on Game Jolt. Do not post, upload, livestream, or share content that depicts, solicits, promotes, normalizes or glorifies sexual acts, sexual solicitation, and sexual violence. We do not allow depictions, including digitally created or manipulated content, of nudity or sexual activity. We are mindful of content that may be offensive or culturally inappropriate in certain regions or may not be suitable for all users of all ages. Game Jolt may allow other options for not safe for work content in the future if/when a solution for proper moderation for such content is found. Thank you for helping us keep Game Jolt friendly for all. So there's a lot of this stuff talking about like keeping it friendly, which I find very interesting because a thing that is very prevalent in, media and culture is that, like, violence is okay, but you have some boobies, it's not okay. Which I always find really bizarre that, like, murder and death and maiming and, depictions of violence are more or less okay. Like, there are, like, restrictions against it, but, like, even, like, the cutest of games will have some head bonking Mario. And so the fact that, like, they don't have a way of monitoring the content. It's very funny because I remember being on Game Jolt and you have to go to the adult section to get to the adult content. I felt like the problem was already solved. We are on not Steam, but GameJolt, because why not? I'm gonna look at all the free porn games, so you can see the hottest trending adult/porn games on GameJolt. I don't think they're ever going to host adult content ever again. I think the fact that they're admitting to people that, hey, we've grown, we're not doing this content anymore, and like honestly, banks don't want to deal with adult content more often than not. It's a big reason why OnlyFans did their switch, and I'm assuming this is one of the big reasons why GameJolt is doing their switches, to avoid those kind of problems with the prude banks that don't want, anyone to look at boobies, even though we all know what those bankers do in their spare time. Come on. Itch.io actually fired back talking about the situation, saying, "Warning, Itch.io is not for prudes. If you click our link, please be careful about what you might see." I'm really happy that Itch.io is still keeping up their lewd stuff, because honestly, if Itch.io also went down, it'd be very hard to have a platform for lewd games like that enables developers to get money. Because there's stuff like that one, like what F95 Zone or whatever, where it's like basically pirated content, and stuff like that is just like really ridiculous. And it's like, people want their lewd stuff for free, and unfortunately it can't be, because people spend time making it, so they have to have a platform, and the fact that Itch.io is standing up for that and allowing that is really awesome. GameJolt actually responded to this tweet saying, "For folks looking to host their porn games, we recommend Itch.io or Steam. GameJolt is a platform with a large audience of 13 to 16-year-olds. Our users asked us to clean up, so here we are." This is funny. Clean up and 13 to 16-year-olds, and I had no idea about that. But even if that's the case, that predominantly their users are that young, you know what the user base is on Steam too? It's also all over the place. It also has young kids on there. It's like they had a method for keeping their content to a certain area, and they're saying we have to find a way to do that now. And it's very, doesn't ring very true. It rings very false. It feels very, we're just saying this to cover our asses, but who knows, maybe this is legitimate. Maybe they really did want to just prioritize in their 13 to 16-year-old base of fans. Sure, whatever. I just wish they'd given developers more time to prepare. I want to give them a heads up. From now on, I guess if you want to enjoy your lewd games, it's Itch.io or Steam. Probably Itch.io for the most part, because, it pays better than Steam. So if you want to go support devs, I'd say go to Itch.io for all your lewd game needs. This has been a little bit of a news update. I just felt like it. So yeah, GameJolt, no more lewd stuff. Bad. They said, bonk, go to horny jail. I've been Lord Sal. This has been Joss and Possum. Thanks for sticking with me. If you want to watch my stuff, I play lewd and adult games all the time. Check them out here on the channel, or go to my link tree in the description below. Link linktr.ee/Joss and Possum, and you can enjoy my lewd games that I play uncensored. Thank you all for watching. Have a great day, and stay Jossum out there.